8 meters. 7. 6.
Can't be, that's inside the room.
It's reading right, man, look.
Well, you're not reading it right.
5 meters, man. 4. What the hell?
Oh my God. Oh, shit. Give me the light.
Red alert.
How you doing? I'm Tom King, and this is the 4K Skywatching podcast. It's Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2025. I'm in the house today. I also have our Zero in the house serving drinks, so a little bit of a change up from R5. It's easy to swap out uh, the domes and get another droid out of it. And I've been working on the drink trays. Actually, spent quite a while waiting for this, about a year. And when it arrived, the damn thing was too short, so this 3D printed piece raises it up higher so you can rotate it. So it's going to be an interesting show. It's Valentine's Day. I hope everybody got their loved one something. I refer to it as Mother's Day Part 2 because it's not really a man's day. But yeah, we got a great show. Unfortunately, Andy's in the hospital. Put your prayers and best thoughts and positive psionics towards Andy healing and getting a lot better. Um, today we're getting into radar and some other things. I'm going to show you some UFO activity that we are working on. So thanks for stopping by. Reality Check is here. Truth Seeker, yeah, I got a hell of a story for you. So thanks for stopping by. This has been a hell of a week. I'm going to get a little bit into this. I took off Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, some additional hours to head up to North Phoenix to do a skywatch. We were setting up in the daytime and waiting at nighttime to do some scientific experiments. Tuesday was a fun night. Unfortunately, the weather it started raining, so it wasn't really optimal things. And there is Dan. Dan was there. Yeah, True Secret. Jesus Christ, $20 for that super chat. Oh wow. Just thank you so much. Thank you for any funds that go towards this, I'm going to show you a rabbit hole that I fell down that I probably shouldn't have. So any dollar helps. Yeah.
Fucking A.
So thanks for that. Thanks. So anyway, we're skywatching. It's beautiful weather right now. It's rained out here. We don't get a lot of rain, but I have the radar sitting outside. It took me a little while to get that hooked up. I did I did videotape the wiring. Unfortunately, the wiring of me hooking up the screen, for some reason, the SD card froze up. I can't show you that, but I'll show you what I can. So the tech lesson here is going to pick up where we left off last time. When I got this radar system, I looked around in YouTube and I really couldn't find anything that showed how to hook it up safely, except for a couple of videos. So I said, to hell with it, I'll make one myself. So that way people can follow my footsteps. Is that right? R5, all right, R0. All right, cool. So to tell you the truth, you want to get into this. The thing that happened with my skin happened the day after I had LASIK surgery. Um, so I had LASIK surgery on my eyes, and they cut my eyeballs open, and it worked for a while, and now it is failing, and it's failing really bad. I can't even read the damn screens here very well, so it's back to freaking glasses. Now I'm stupid enough to let them cut my eyeballs open again. I think it's called a LASIK refresh or something. I just want to have it looked at. I don't care if I have to go back to glasses. I want to get these goddamn eyeballs working as best as they can. Hey Renee, how you doing? Hope your broken arm's better, man. We got some people in the audience that are screwed up. Jesus, reality check. Thanks for that $2 super chat. You will see what this goes for. It's crazy what we did, what I'm doing. So what I want to do now is I want to start off the tech lesson. So this is going to be a 10-minute video. It's going to show me wiring it up. And I almost blew the damn thing up. I was thinking, since I'm also kind of getting back into droid building, and I kind of have been doing that for a while, I think I'm going to do some droid building, and I'm going to put it on my other channel. But anyway, let's get into the wiring. This is going to show you how to wire up the screen and the radar dish.
I'm Tom King. This is 4K Skywatching. This is the wiring up part of the radar. What I do have here is two of these waterproof 12-volt power connectors. So I have two of these. One will go for the chart plotter. The other one will go for the radar. On this one, it's kind of strange. Brown is positive and blue is negative. So as always, double check your connections. Test it with a voltage meter. Whoop, wrong. Blue is negative. Almost fucked this up. We shall start over. Blue is negative. What the hell am I doing? I wonder how these will pull apart. Alright, that's going to cool down now. Alright, so we are powered up to the radar. We do not have the chart plotter plugged in yet. We're just going to do a quick power test and see what happens. Makes any sounds or smoke comes out. Alright, we have the screen and the power supplies run to each device. Now we are going to now run the lane, RJ45 lane, to the screen. So this is an important part. I did buy something called a pole isolation switch, and I thought it was initially to send pole, and I was wrong. I did some more checking on this. So what I'm doing is hooking up the data lane over here. This device here, the radar, sends out PO, and that stands for Power over Ethernet, not Power over Internet. Ethernet, right? Ethernet. So this sends PO. So the switch kills the PO because this cannot have PO. It can't. You could damage your screen if PO goes there. So we are going to hook up that isolation switch, and there is a direction to it. So we're going to want to hook it up on this end like this. So this is coming out of the dome. And then this end goes to the screen. Now you can put a coupler if you need to more line. And let's see. So I need to get my internet and then run it over here. That's hooked up. Move this forward. And we're going to just use regular RJ45 cable from here. And then the other end of this, we're going to plug into the network. Now it's the time to power it on. Alright, the screen's powering up. And that's good, we have power. It means it didn't go poof. No smoke. No smoke is good. Still have this old thing's been sitting in the mud. This was the first super cam. The handle, shoulder pad, Velcro, device. That was before I went with the dome camera, so I was going to put 4K cameras in there, but this is up for sale. Let's see, so I need to make something for the fasten the radar. I made this a year ago. It's got a rubber bottom, gas pipe assembly, tap 2040 hole. This is for that all sky camera. I can take that down, put it on this, and go mobile. There's a clean sheet. There's a thinner one that's too thin to tap. That's too thick. That's too thick too. That's cut up. That's just a hair. Let's see. Oh, this is from the R5D4. That's before I rewired the droid. It's my first wiring. So then I did the wiring in R5D4, more like this, with kill switches for the legs and the front, a flip down panel with a fuse box electronics on each side of the legs that have motor controllers, and it has sound, wireless speakers, and also a shock thing for little kids in the front of our naughty. I'm gonna go with this. We have this pattern right here, so it's pretty straightforward. Now, just do I want to trim this down? I could trim this off and lose some weight. Let's just knock this out. I got some new gear ordered. I got this Pelco hand and tilt system. I already have one of these. It's up there controlling the 3 thermal cameras. This thing here is brand spanking new. Yeah, there were some used ones on there, a little bit cheaper, but when do I ever buy something cheap? That's one thing about me. I'm not cheap. The cool thing is it comes with these connectors. A lot of them don't. If you look for Pelco PTZs on eBay, and what happens is then you go on a scavenger hunt for these. Also got this box. This is brand new too. It also comes with the controller, right? So all you need now is the wire. So I ordered the wire. It'll be here next week, and I'll hook this up. So I don't need 100-foot, but you also need the inserts that go in here. So I've been down this road before, so it's nice getting new gear. To tell you the truth, I don't know much about these other than hooking them up and using them. I guess because when I got these before, they were used. So I have no idea if this is like a 2024 or if this stuff isn't made anymore and this is just sitting around in people's closets for years and they decide to clean them out and sell this. So I don't know if this is like old technology or if it's brand new analog and people still use this. I figured a lot of people would be on like digital stuff. There's still a use for this stuff. The stuff is still useful. So the plan here, and there isn't much of a plan, with the radar is the radar will be used here and at different locations where needed. I bought a pole for it, and instead of doing something practical like buying just like a volleyball pole or a flag pole and just putting on that and bolting that on the side of the house and for $100-something bucks and calling it good. No, I spent way too much money on this SWAT team Homeland Security type mast. It's being delivered here by a semi. Yeah, I was going to go pick it up. Priced out renting a car. I said in my other podcast it was 13 miles. Now it's 1,300 miles round trip. So it's like 13 hours one way to get there, 13 hours back. So I priced out renting a truck and the gas. And then, shit, I'd be driving through snow with this. Screw it. It was just a little bit more just to have actually a truck driver pick it up and deliver it here. So that's coming, I don't know, in about a week or two. And then I'm going to have to fabricate, I don't know, some kind of air tools or something. This is sight unseen, so I don't even know if it works. But there was a bidding war on these 3. They had 3 of these things, and they all went up for around $1,000 a piece. So other people wanted these too. So I don't know where I'm going to put it. I'm definitely not going to put it in front of the house to draw attention, because this is going to go up as high as, I think, a palm tree. So I was thinking of putting radar at the top, and then Travis Taylor on Skinwalker Ranch by his RV, he has a directional radio frequency. So if this is going to pan and tilt the radar, I might as well put like a directional radio antenna, so when I'm tilting it, I could like find out where radio signals are. I mean, they're all going to obviously come from the antenna farm. But anyway, onto the radar. The radar is going to go on top of this. Now, I was looking at a mount for the radar, and they have these marine mounts that are like $350. I might be kind of dumb with money, but I'm not dumb. I'm not buying that, because then what do I bolt that to? I still got to come up with the plate. So out of these aluminum plates, I took this one. I used the pattern that came with it and made these holes so I can bolt onto the radar. And then that can be bolted onto this for pan and tilt. So I machined a quarter 20 hole there. That'll be just for, you know, experimenting, taking it on the road. But when I put it up on the pole, what I'm going to use then is one of these 5/8 bits. This is a 5/8 11. This is the type that you get for surveying tripods and things like that. So how you would bolt that on is you're going to drill 4 holes, machine it, and then it'll bolt into there. Now that's heavy duty. That's not going to fly off in a heavy wind. So here's an example that I did about a year ago. This isn't a quarter. This isn't a 5/8 11. This is a little bit bigger. This is for gas pipe. So up there is a all sky 4K camera, and it has a gas pipe just like this. But this is for if I want to take that on the road. I can just unturn it, take it off, screw it in here, and then that has a quarter 20 thing, and it has this rubber. You can order sheets of rubber off of Amazon and then use them to put on custom plates, because that's real good. Because I have desks in the UFO lab I all scratched up and shit because I didn't have any of that. So anyway, so we're gonna mount this on the radar. So tight, I don't even need these.
So yeah, that's the wiring of radar gun. So that's how I hooked it all up. So I can plug it in now. Might want to get some shorter cables for when I take it on location. Somebody asked me, I think it was, T5s. Two speakers here. Thanks for the super chats, Ghost Rider. What games? Am I a gamer? I still have my ColecoVision, right? So and I was hooking it up to a 4K TV the other day, and it looks like shit. So you need a certain adapter that will help it look better. Oh, and television. Yeah, couldn't afford that. I got a ColecoVision after my dad torched our house for insurance money and burned our Atari cartridges. So I was fortunate to have that. But yeah, oh yeah, let's talk road trip. Last time on 4K Skywatching, I was talking about this mass. And yeah, let's talk about this mass.
Meet some local folks who believe in UFOs. Some claim to have been.
Go back to that. It's coming up. But let's see. First, we need to get to. Yeah, that's my wife, Rhonda. She's the best wife you could get. She's totally into the UFO stuff. She watches Ancient Aliens all the time. She reads books. She's really smart. I can say all kinds of stuff because she ain't here and she's on the road. But yeah, she's that's my Valentine's Day right there. So yeah, she's excellent. So with that said, I am going to open up some images here of this over the fucking top thing that I bought. By the time I was ordering a semi to pick this up, that's when it kicked in. That this 4K Skywatching podcast is therapeutic psychologically because I can see I have a problem looking at this. I don't do shit normally. Everything I do is too fucking far. instead of starting out at the ground level. Just like this podcast, I got too much shit going on instead of keeping it simple. By the time I was ordering a semi to pick this up, I thought, what in the fuck am I doing? Why didn't I just order a flagpole for $100 and call it good? But no, I got to do shit. I got to spend more money than Brandon Frugal. So anyway, yeah, let's look at this thing. So this is what I bought. This was going for like $100, right? So I'm looking at, and I'm like, $100, that ain't shit. Everything I buy is $100. If I buy a screw, it's $100. So if I can get this for $100, we're there, dude. We're there. So it started at $100. It didn't end up $100. So anyway, we're looking at the bottom of it. I'm looking at that and thinking that's about 9 inches around. Those big holes you see at the bottom, those are to move it. So you put something in there and you kind of like some big drumsticks, and then you move it. Beside that is an air outlet to let the water out. Somewhere on here is an air inlet. So that's the top of it. So it's about 7 feet tall, and these sections go up. So this is fucking heavy duty, man. When I put that radar up here, nothing's going to blow it off, but it's going to get some attention. So you pull down on these handles, and you operate it by air compressor. Now it says you can pump this up with a bicycle pump. So if you can use the bicycle pump to pump this up, then an air compressor would be fine. There's a little bit dirt on there, but there's where I'm going to have to fabricate something on the bottom. Somewhere on here it says how much it weighs. I heard it could have weighed 600 pounds, but I'm not sure about that. It's $19,500 that the taxpayers paid for. I don't know what it was used for. This was used in the war or what. There's another picture of it on a pallet. So semi's picking this up. So I was gonna rent a truck, drive up to. This is located north of Reno, so it's a 1,300-mile round trip to go get this. So truck rental and gas alone is staying in Reno is $500. And I don't gamble, I don't drink, so I don't know. Probably want to win it. This is some shit like read this so you don't kill yourself, blow yourself to pieces. More stuff. It's from a U.S. Company. It's totally built in the United States, so this is not outsourced stuff. American made. America, best country in the world. That they say, but there's other good countries too. UK's a cool country. Canada's cool. A lot of great countries. Well, look at the size of this. So this is what the radar is going in. I have no idea where I'm going to put that. I'm not going to put it in the front of the house. If I put it next to the fireplace, it kind of blocks the camera system I got up there. So this is going to be picked up and delivered sometime in 10 days or so. So it'll be something like this, but much taller. There's an official picture of some dude at their shop working it. So you have to, I'll have to fabricate whatever that thing is in his right hand, but that ain't shit. I got fucking droids. I got C3PO. I got all kinds of stuff. That is nothing to fabricate that. So why did I do this? Why did I get myself into that? I don't know. But I need to somehow not go this hardcore. Steve Brunswitz. I texted Steve a while ago. I haven't heard from him in a month. He might be on a cruise. That guy loves cruise ships. So he'll and that's how he got into UFOs. He didn't believe in them. He got on a cruise ship and he looked up, he saw something out in the middle of nowhere, and he caught the UFO bug. And then he went down the rabbit hole. So my wife, she gets a lot of people said she looks like what was that lady's name in Scarface? God damn, I can't remember her name. The hot blonde from Scarface. That's my wife. Looks a lot like her. Pneumatics operate 2010. I don't know. I mean, you guys are my peers. You guys tell me how to do stuff. I'm not. Man, I know a lot of technical stuff that I'm sharing, but I don't freaking everything. I'm not Mick West that's suffering from Dunning-Kruger and thinks that they know everything and they know more than the pilots know. I don't know more than the pilots know. I defer to the experts. Um, I'm thinking I could fabricate that out of copper, don't you think? Just going down to Home Depot and kind of. I think I just need an inlet from like the air compressor end, and then I need a hose to turn it on to put it in, and then probably one to reverse it so it would leak and would come down. But I think once you power it with the air and you pull on the handle, the compressed air makes one section go up, then you keep pulling it until you go up to your desired height. And then you probably have to let air out to let it come down. So once it goes up, I probably don't need to use like an air compressor again. But it's going to be another, who knows how much shit that's going to cost. I could call the company and order an entire kit to bolt in, but I'm guessing they're going to say, yeah, that major credit card, and there's another $2,000 down down the pipe. Steve Rollins, cool. Steve Rollins is a good dude. I'd like to get him on the show, but he doesn't do a lot of podcasts and whatnot. So let's. We got that. We got the. Oh yeah. Let me bring up my other Valentine. This guy, I absolutely adore this man, Matteo Giovanetti. I mean, how cool of a name is that? Giovanetti. This guy's Italian. He's one of the 4 people I've met that is so smart. You almost want to touch him and go, "Are you a robot? Are you?" Because he's just too smart. I mean, he's like Data from Star Trek, but smarter. So this guy, I sent him my cosmic watch, right? And he's the guy who came up with the software and all this stuff. And it was fucking busted. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. He fixed it. He went and took his own money and bought parts and soldered it. And I said, "Bro, what's your PayPal? You know, I'm gonna send you some change." He refuses money. He's like me. He won't take people's money. My money's no good with him. I'm going out to Florida in like 3 months, and I'm hoping I can run into him and we can raise as much hell as some non-drinkers can. So yeah, I now have 3 of these cosmic watches. They're stacking up like hotcakes. Um, I'm gonna, Rhonda, I can read your message. I'm gonna, my plan is to get one of these cosmic watches in the hands of Ron Olch. He's the programmer for UFODAP. If I can get this in his hands and he can incorporate it into UFODAP, then maybe UFODAP will come out. I think the actual software would be the mission control. If you can get into the UFODAP mission control, that helps everybody that has a cosmic watch. So I'm all about helping out the whole community. So yeah, that's what we're doing. And last week I showed you the network topology of how my system works. And you can probably see why it sometimes gets flooded. And if I have too many NVRs into the 8-port switch, that just seems to go to hell. Wouldn't you concur, R0? Yeah, he concurs. I concur too. So we're going to get into live radar here in a minute. But I want to tell you, oh yeah, while we're talking Valentine's Day, I got another one. I met my wife at a UFO picnic. It was in Sacramento, California. I think it was 1993 or so. And I had driven from South Dakota out to California to clean out a mini storage I had with all my shit. That's where I had my VHS tapes and all that stuff. I had these VHS tapes from there, and I had to haul them back to South Dakota. Later, I would convert them to digital and then have Eyes on Cinema steal my fucking shit and then put a watermark and ask for coffee. So anyway, I was out there dragging these tapes back when we went to this UFO picnic. And she saw me and she asked my friend, "Who's that hot guy with this nice ass?" And My friend was a matchmaker, and she hooked us up. So we met at a UFO abduction um, picnic, and I got some video of it. If you guys want to see, check this out. So this was the picnic, and it aired on television.
Meet some local folks who believe in UFOs. Some claim to have been taken on board one. A story when we come back.
Claim to have seen UFOs.
And today they got together to swap some stories. About 80 members of the UFO Connection gathered at Gibson Ranch, including 2 people who say they've had personal contact with aliens.
It's real uncomfortable. I will.
I'm going to freeze this. Look how. Now, is Clark Hathaway related to Anne Hathaway? Didn't think that. Now, look how shitty this is. I mean, look at the grain. And what's interesting is the guy talking in there, the anchor, he later moved from Sacramento. So he's following me, man, to Phoenix. And then when the Phoenix lights happened, damn, I should have queued that news clip up. He's going, I'm whatever. And this is Phoenix lights. So he went from one UFO story to another one here. So anyway, I want to show you something amazing. So I took that video and then I ran it through 4K AI and look at the difference. So we're just going to do this real quick.
Meet some local folks who believe in UFOs. Some claim to have been taken on board one. A story when we come back.
This is the 4K version.
Meet some local folks who believe in UFOs. Some claim to have been taken on board one. A story when we come back.
Claim to have seen UFOs.
And today they got together to swap some stories. About 80 members of the UFO Connection gathered at Gibson Ranch, including 2 people who say they've had personal contact with aliens.
It's real uncomfortable. I will say this: it happened in August of 1991 in the little burg of Polga, which sits on the rim of the Feather River Canyon.
I have a mirror on my closet door that faces the bed, and in that mirror was a being about 5.5 feet tall, a big head like a human, but a smaller body. It turned toward a bureau that I had in the room, picked up its foot, stepped through the bureau, and disappeared.
Joan also says she's seen a flying saucer-shaped UFO over Highway 99 at Calvine Road. Now, in case you're interested, the UFO Connection is developing a cable access show. It will be on the air soon. This is just one of those stories you have to throw out on the air. Decide for yourself, folks.
That's the only way to do it. Interesting story. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, look how good they cleaned that up. Not perfect, but it's much better. It's watchable. That was used with the Topaz video AI engine using the Iris face model. Now, it isn't perfect, but it's a hell of a lot better than what we had. What I should do is some future episodes show you guys how it works, because I have actual license paid for software. And like a lot of places, they were selling it, and then they went to the subscription model. I think they're back to selling it. So if you have some VHS stuff that you want me to clean up, send it to me. I can clean it up and send it back to you. So you don't have to pay for this. It's really good software. There's a video out there. It's hailed as one of the best UFO videos around, and Chuck Clark has it. So there's this video that was filmed at Area 51 where there's 2 guys and they're in a car, and it's at night, and this UFO lit up the car, and the guy gets out and he films it, and there's like this orange UFO above above at night, and everyone said this is the best. This is a really, really, really good UFO video. Would bring ufology forward a little bit. So nothing happens, and then we got this guy who nobody likes. I think his name is Paul Logan. One of those Logan douchebags. This guy does the scummiest thing he can. He wears a button camera, right? He goes to the band's house offers him $50,000 for the footage. The integrity Chuck Clark has is like Mateo. They broke that mold when they made these people. They don't make them like that anymore. He's old school like me. When you give a person a word, it don't break. So Chuck isn't selling the video because apparently these two people from 20, 30 years ago don't want to get shit involved or something. So anyway, the guy with the button cam filmed it, and he put out some still images, and over the still images is a bunch of static, but it's nowhere near as bad as that UFO picnic clip. So this could be cleaned up. Chuck's video before it's really, really bad could be digitized, and AI could clean that up and make it look brand new. So that was a little point there. That Chuck video, even though it looks like shit, it could be cleaned up with modern technology. It's just amazing what AI can do. And it's, AI is somewhat new here. Just wait 10 years from, when the stuff gets better perfected, we can eventually get Star Trek Next Generation in 4K. Hey, Richard, good to see you. Thank you. I think you've been to every podcast I've done. Thank you. So yeah, the brother beat up an old man on TV. So out at the Skywatch this week, we did get some progress done. So let's take a quick look at what we're doing. I'm out with my buddy Dan. Let me bring this up. So we are at a skywatching location. We are right now climbing up this mountain. So we were walking up this mountain, and we went up there in the daytime. We're there to do some science. What we are there to do is to capture a blue orb or a green orb or any color orb. We are skywatching at ground level or below, looking down. We're not skywatching looking up. Oh, and let me tell you, let me set this up a bit. So we're over at Chris's house. Chris is the guy who came over to my house and showed me the flying humanoid video. He's a great dude. I'm gonna get him on here when the time's appropriate. So his video was supposed to come out next month, but now it's coming out in April. So I talked to Clive. So we're gonna get everybody on the show when the timing is appropriate for the release. So we were at his house to do ground research. We're setting up cameras, and we're hoping maybe the orb might come back. If it does, we have a hell of a lot of cameras. Not only my cameras, I think Clive Christopher has 6K cameras. So we're there to wait for it. Now, if it doesn't show up, we are there to replicate blue orb using different colored lights. So we're trying to simulate the footage that Chris has to see if it's possible to simulate it with a person with lights. Because in his video, there's no people, there's just lights. So we're like, how are these videos, if a person's holding a light, you should see it. So we're doing this night after night after night in different conditions to repeat the science, to try and repeat what he has. And if we can repeat Chris's footage, then maybe we can explain it. When I meet people who have a sighting, there's usually two things. They fit usually into two slots. One of them is, I want to know what it was I recorded, and I don't know, so I'm going to find some experts who can tell me. The other position is, I know I saw a UFO. Now I got to go out and I got to find people with big names and credibility to tell me it's a UFO, so I can use them for the intro of my book, or something like that. Chris is not number two. He's in the first one. He just wants to know what it is. The other people who are the grifters, they fall in number two. They don't need experts. They're like doctor shopping, where you could shop doctors before the internet was around and get different pills. Well, they go ufologist shopping, going around from expert to expert. They go from like George Knapp on down, trying to get big names to say their UFO's real. And a lot of people won't do that because If it turns out shitty, then they've endorsed it. So we're there to try and find out what this is. So when I pull up at the location, I actually thought, damn it, I should have brought a fishing net so I can catch that son of a bitch. You know, I was so sure that it's because I don't want to touch it. Because I heard if you touch the blue ones, they'll kill you. So, you know, but fishing net or something, you know, okay. I mean, what are you supposed to do? How are you going to catch it? You know, it's like, remember when we were kids, we would take a jar and we'd go catch butterfly or lightning bugs and caterpillars and crickets, and we put them in that jar where they would have fun, and we'd pop a few holes in the top so they could have an environment like home. They all eventually died. So how are you going to put a fucking blue orb in a washed out Miracle Whip jar? The best thing you can do is like a fishing net. So we're there to do that. I get out the car, and I can't meet Chris, see it's where we're gonna start unpacking gear. So I start my trips. I have multiple trips. I got a P1000, P900, a Panasonic GH5S, a thermal camera, night vision binoculars, 3 tripods, 2 chairs, a bunch of flashlights, a bunch of battery packs. So I'm starting the first trip. And as I'm starting the first trip, I put the P1000 and the camera there at Chris's house, and I go back, and here's somebody shot. There's one. What? And they're like, there's a white object up in the sky. So we're at the Skywatch, and we see a UFO or something before we're ready. And I think me and Dan was there. Dan Starsky, he was on the show a few back. He's the guy who he's a geologist and a lot more. He does skywatching via helicopters. And we talked about how these things show up when you don't have 9 guns, 9 cameras on them. You got maybe 1, then they show up. They're smart. They ain't going to show up with a bunch of 6K cameras. So this object's in the sky, and I go in, get in the tripods, and I'm like, shit. And I look up, and these fucked up eyes see it, right? And it's got to be pretty good if, you know, I can't see too far away. And I see it in this hockey puck, or egg, whatever they call them now. So I'm seeing it, I'm like, shit, we got something, man. And I'm doing, I think, my 3rd trip out to the car. And I'm like, yeah, there's going to be a lot of UFOs tonight. And I think Clive's trying to film it. And I'm thinking, what the fuck do I start getting like a cat. I get anxious. Like when a cat sees a bird in their mouth, it's like, they want to attack it. I don't attack that UFO. And I, son of a bitch, fuck it. And I get out my phone and start filming it with my iPhone. And I don't murder it. I do it in landscape. I'm a German. And I'm filming the thing. I'm trying to. And Dan's pulling up. And he's probably thinking, yeah, they're already filming. And I'm trying to film it, and I'm like, I can't. Oh, and then I thought, I got it. And then I looked at it. I'm like, fuck, I ain't recording. I start record, so I did get like a 14-second clip. And Clive did an excellent shout out. He's like, it's right over this ridge up at 30 degrees or something. And it was right over this ridge at 30 degrees, so he's a good spotter. And then I went in, and I powered up the P900. Batteries dead. What the hell? I go to the P1000. Batteries dead. I said, this don't happen to Tom fucking King. Other people's batteries die. My batteries don't die. So I got out some spare batteries, started recording. Didn't get it. I tried to look around, didn't get it. But we got an object while we were setting up.
We're just for some clips. All right, we're walking up. We're doing on the ground science. We got Dan with us. I'm Tom King. We have Clive and Chris over at their location, and they're filming us, and we have safety lights, and we're going up to the peak. We're going to replicate green and blue lights tonight and maybe see other UFOs or orbs.
So we're walking up, and we find out how treacherous this is. Our working theory is these lights could have just been safety lights with people walking. I don't know. I about broke my face up there. You had to be very, very careful. The rocks are about this big. They're all over the place, and they're not set. So it's like you can kick them and they'll fall down. So the idea of walking around there at night, there ain't nobody walking around there at night without big white flashlights. And if you walk around with just some blue lights, you're going to trip, fall, and bust your head, especially when it gets to the top of that mountain. Hell of a view up there, hell of a view.
We are up here with Dan, and we've got a full moon. We're skywatching, and we're doing scientific tests with different colored lights to replicate some crazy stage. And we're up here with about 150 feet. We hiked. A great view of Phoenix.
Yeah, so we're up there and we're looking down and thinking if these blue orbs appear, we can't exactly run down it yet. I was told by somebody, run up to the thing and capture it. Well, yeah, but you can't exactly run. You have to carefully plant your position. So an interesting case of a UFO that's low. I don't know. We don't know yet what this is going to turn out to be. We're going to do some more skywatches, and then the results will be probably processed over here in the UFO lab with everybody back. You'll have to see part 1 when it comes out. It'll make more sense what we're doing, and we'll keep the results, and they'll come out on Clive's video. So when I work with any producer, we don't necessarily need NDAs. We just know, just keep it on the down low. You wait until this particular, whether it's a streaming thing or whatever comes out, and then you promote it at that time. So I'll help publicize it on the shoulder. Now, what we're looking at is this. This is what we're looking at. Wrong goddamn clip. All right. Let me fix that. This will be more like. This is a still capture of the blue orb. It's probably hard to tell what you're looking at here. Let me try a couple more images here. This object, it doesn't really look like it here, but it's blue. And the inside of it is white, but the outside is like a blue electricity. And there is a wide angle shot. So you can see here, that's like a little bit of a field, and that's about 50, I think 60 feet from the camera. If that's a person with the safety light, where are they? Where's the person? So we're looking at a video. For some reason, this still frame doesn't do justice, but you're looking at a blue electric orb that's hovering in front of the camera and kind of, I think, floating up and down for about 90 seconds. This is one of a couple of videos. And I took that video and stabilized it and blew that video up. But the video will come out. It'll come out later in Clive's documentary. So, yeah, Dan was there, Arizona Mother Lode. You got to be careful on what you're doing, and I wouldn't advise anybody walk up there by themselves, because if you fall down and hurt yourself, you want to be embarrassed, call in a helicopter and $60,000 to get your ass out. So, and there's snakes. Yeah, there's snake rocks up there too. So we're going to get into the radar next. Yeah, I know what these are, but Chris films a lot of them. So when I go back, I got an extra NVR sitting here. I got 4 of them. So I'll take one of these. We'll take an extra color, 4K color, a thermal camera, and he has a dome camera, and we're going to wire that that place stuff. So it's under permanent surveillance. And then I think he has his own NVR too. But anyway, I know how to wire all it. I can do that with my eyes closed. So we're going to wire this area up permanently because he's got like vortexes showing up. He's got a great, I mean, we saw a UFO when I was there, or we saw something. So let's get into the radar. Now, one thing I have to do with the radar is I got to be careful with it because the damn thing gives off my GPS location, which I don't want to give out. This better not be those AERP people. Hello, this is Tom King. You're live on 4K Skywatching podcast.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
This is Carmen. You there? Are you busy or?
Yeah. Can I call you back in a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, bye. That was my boss. So anyway, let's get into radar. So this is the radar screen here, and it's a touch screen. So let's see. If I can touch a button here, we can go to full screen. I got a couple of corners masked. So I can pinch in, and I can pinch out.
Fucking A.
And let's go to some other screens. So on here, we have a touch screen. And I can go to single screen. So we have on here range A, which I have nothing on. I don't know how that works yet. And we got a dual screen here. On the dual screen, yeah, I can move this around with my finger. I can zoom out. I can zoom in. The next screen, we have overlay. So this is the overlay position here. And I can go a bit to the wide angle. You can go to dual here. So what the dual does over here on the right side is it overlays the radar of the weather over my position. So I think what we're looking at here are clouds. Let me go to another one. All right, so then we got dual overlay here. So on our radar screen here, we have pin stuff, which I've used. We got charts, which are different boat charts. This would be an excellent tool if you actually had a boat. We got radar here. We got combo screens. Let's see what this does. Let's go to chart radar. So I think I need to plug something else into A, like hell, I don't know, a fish finder or something like that. So we got that there. There's add a combo, so I can add crap. I want to add some more crap. There's smart mode here. Don't need that. And then there's vessel button on the bottom. So yeah, you can add a video camera like a psionic stone camera. They have some subscription stuff. This is actually killer. If you had a boat, you definitely want to get something like this. They have SOS for man overboard. They have some options on here. They have radar and standby. So I can turn the radar off. When you start the radar, it's off. Then you hit a button, it's spinning up. And then you kind of hear it sounds like something's rotating inside of that. And this has I think it was a 48-mile range. So I think that's enough to cover town. So, but will I film UFOs on it? I don't know. Doubtful, but hell, I might as I want to give it a try. So let's go back and look at a few more things to do. Radar, overlay here. And then, let's see, out. So for some reason it's, okay, over here it says transmit off in the left corner like that. And that will turn the radar on. All right, so screen here, I could tap this button and then hit this full screen thing there. Now we're in, I believe these are clouds. So let's take a look at this. So we have the nice clouds up here. And we have the thermal camera. This is live. One thing on this computer that I'm using here is I don't have problems with video cards crashing. Once they're running, it runs. The other one's 64 gig of memory. This wasn't enough. So we have that scene there. And then I can pull up kind of everything with this. So the idea is, if I can see birds on this radar, shouldn't I also be able to pick up maybe a hockey puck or planes? So I'm still in the honeymoon stage. Don't know what the hell I'm doing, and that's easy to admit. But I'll figure it out once I get more into these screens. Let's go into a wider area here. So at the very, very bottom of this, it says 6 miles down there. 8 miles, 12 miles, 18 miles, 24 miles, 36, 48. It maxes out at 48 miles. So if anybody just joined us, we're going through radar. This is the 4K Skywatching podcast. I'm Tom King. I usually don't say this, but hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tell your friends, share this on social media, stuff for stuff Mark Zuckerberg owns. So this is what we look at 48 miles. However, the radar right now is not optimum location. It's sitting up about this high in a tripod that you saw, and it's also the back end of it's hitting my house. So the front end is moving around. So this won't be totally accurate until I get it on that mast. It goes up and it has kind of a clean area, and then I can direct it eventually with the pan and tilt and kind of say, I want to hit this at a 45-degree angle. That way I can, where I do skywatch north most of the time, I got 40 miles out. So I'm picking up stuff that goes into space. So zooming in. Is now we're picking up what I believe are all the clouds on here. And it also has some buttons over on the side to turn off precipitation, whether you want rain, flood, up or down. Let's see what this does. We go down to 10%. It had some effect there. We'll leave that 50-50, like Bubba said in Forrest Gump. So, what? Trails off? I don't know if trails on or off. You? I don't know what that button does, but I'm pushing it to see 50% rain. That's what that is. I think that's waves, so it can find big waves. Let's see, this is the gain. So this should, wow! There's like when people were tripping their balls on some of those mushrooms. And now we're going to go up some radar acid. Let's bring this down. Play with this toy. Interesting. All right, let's go down. So this is, I think, how I would, this right here, this game. I think this is where I'm going to use it to track possible UFOs. And let's see, here's how I would do that. We would take the screen and let's see, let's turn this gain on. All right, so 1,500 feet. So this I think here would be more like it, 3/4 of a mile. Now the end object I believe was up 2 miles. So what I would do with that is aim it up like at 45 or so, and then I can hit radar into space. And then with the radar, I would want to calibrate it so it goes out 2 miles away. Because if I, go like this, I can see a pretty screen. That's too close. There's probably no UFOs. So then what I would look for is something around the circumference where it has the 300s, the 200s going around in that dial. I think that's where I would want to find um, find those radars. What do you think of it, Zero? Does that sound like a plan? You can't talk because I didn't charge your goddamn sound batteries. So that's a little walkthrough there. Let's hear some feedback. What do you guys think? That's kind of a general. That's generally how this is going to work. I couldn't find that. That that's a thing smeared with shit. That Malaysia flight. There's so many conspiracies about that. It's to the point that when they flood the zone with shit, you don't want to even look at it anymore. And that's the whole purpose, to get you to tune out. That's a good question, Truth Seeker. If I mounted this thing like this and it's rotating at a 45 degree, would that fuck it up? You know how we'll find it out? We'll take the thing apart. Yeah. That radar just has like 8 Allen wrenches around it. I think it's maybe the next show. I don't even know what the next show is going to be. Taking that thing apart, looking at it, watching, because maybe you need to take it apart for maintenance. I was one of those kids that when I got a real, or was it realistic, cassette recorder from Tandy, I took the goddamn thing apart. The first thing I did, figure out how that thing worked. Yeah, I'm gonna maybe get some hockey bucks on here. I got all the sensors I need. I got radar. I got 3 cosmic watches and a digital Geiger counter. Ground clutter. Yeah, there's a bird sensor in there too. I can't remember where the hell it is, but there is a sensor. So my thing is, if it can pick up a bird and a bunch of birds going by, it should be able to pick up Cessna flying over. It should be able to pick up all these Hawaiian airline flights. Yeah, it's going to be impossible. That's why you have experts that know how to read radar, like Kevin Day, that stare at these dots all day. That's all they do, stare at dots. And the helicopter pilots like Jake, they stare at stuff through their radar. So, yeah, there's a lot of guys. There's not many. There's a couple of other people that use this, but I don't know what they're using. I don't know how they're using it. This is the most transparent Skywatching podcast there is. I tell you all the gear I have, how expensive it is, how to hook it up, how to wire it, how to almost blow it up, how to do post analysis on it with other processing tools. So hopefully they can put a good foot forward and do something similar. Yeah, I would have to. That's another thing. Is how do I record this? So I'm going to have to take like the video output here and use a capture card to record it into this other computer. What I probably need to look into is video capture software in a computer that does rolling capture. So it keeps like every couple of hours, puts them in a 2 gigabyte file and time codes them. So if I do get a capture, I don't have to worry too much about the radar. I'll just figure it already got captured, just like watches are saving. It's just a set and forget. Yeah, Cheeky, I got that. I got that pan intel. It's about a half hour back. I got it. It is brand new, and what's strange is I got the manual for it. Never had the manual for it. I got a brand new manual for it. So a lot of people who have like an old Panatil, I know Hubert probably has one. If you need the manual, I can scan it into a PDF file and post it online because it has the whole wiring diagram of how to hook everything up. Yeah, we're taking the radar over to Chris's place. It's been maiden voyage has been done here, so yeah, it's going over to Chris's place soon. What is passive radar? Is that like the Kraken? I thought about the Kraken. Kraken wasn't as expensive, but I don't think the Kraken's real radar. This is Doppler radar, and I think it also does X-band too. So it's an X-band and a Doppler radar system. And the hockey puck, the best video of the hockey puck was that guy who filmed it on his flip phone, and he was a construction worker. I haven't checked his board for a day or two, so I'll check that out later. So let's see what else we got in here to take a look at. Back to home. Let's see what's going on here. So I don't know what this thing is shooting out from that boat. Wow, this thing's watching. Hey, maybe it could get that Malaysia flight. According to this, it's watching Hawaii. The hell?
Fucking A.
I don't know what any of this stuff does. I know about as much as you guys do. I have to read the freaking manual or something. We got an option. So we got gain here. Oh, yeah, there's the acid amount. So yeah, we don't want to go high. So the gain, one of the things NORAD screwed up on is they filtered out all their UFOs. Because if a UFO is going like 10 miles an hour, they say it's clutter, so they filter it out. And then when that Chinese balloon was like going 1 mile an hour up at 80,000 feet, they're like, oh shit, because somebody from Montana or something called in it, Wyoming called it in. So then they adjusted their gain. So UFOs could have been flying around all over the place. And NORAD filtered all of them out because they don't know how to do the gain. I guess none of them were fired. So we have the gain here. So there's got to be a sweet spot here. So the 2 mile range. Let's see. So, oh, Autobird. What the fuck is Autobird? For extra money, you get Autobird. What's, I'd like to see Auto UFO on there. Auto UFO. Auto UAP. Oh, look who made it. It's Clyde. Clyde, the filmmaker. The guy blowing up my IMDb. Yes, you can record radar. There is in the back are two let's see, are they micro SD? Holy shit! Fucking poltergeist. What the fuck? Now, there was a coffee bottle on R4, and you probably just heard it flew off. So we have poltergeic activity here. So yeah, there's in the back of the radar screen are two micro SD cards. What do they do? I don't know. They could be for like putting maps. It might be for software updates, but there's a recording here. But also there's HDMI out. So anything that does HDMI out, you can record with specific recording device. So yeah, that's what I was talking about. I got to use the HDMI out, and I got to put this into a computer. So that's another That's something else they got to figure out. So auto bird, let's see, auto high, auto low, down. So I don't even know what this is doing. Where's whoops, that one funky chicken. So yeah. So I'm thinking these are clouds and rain that are around us. Good to test this out because we don't get a lot of clouds here. It's usually no clouds. We have like 300 days without anything. What other options? Radar options. All right, let's look at this. Cool. Target size. Large or large? So we'd probably go what? Smaller? All right, let's see target size large and see what that does. And let him do a sweep. That over there. Let's see what that button does. Factory set merge. What the hell? Holy shit, it's moving like twice as fast. That's crazy, man. All right. Wow. Okay, bird. Let's see. Harbor offshore. What would be good for me? Did they have desert in here? Uh-oh. I don't know what that is. Go back to bird. Transmit around, spinning up. All right, let's see what else this thing is. Let's go back to options. Radar. We're on auto bird, whatever that is. Bird. Yeah, real good at bird. Let's see, radar filters. Sea clutter, rain clutter. On. Okay. Rain clutter 100%. Scan average. Reading. I don't even know what any of this stuff does. Pushing buttons. Like on Star Trek, they just push buttons to warp and stuff. Radar range, chart display. Don't know what that did. Road? Well, yeah, it's a road. I don't know what that does. Radar options, echo trail, target size, motion scope. Motion scope. Does that screen? Don't know. VM. Oh, that's weird. That's another crazy shit. That may be like if you find some treasure you want to mark it. Guard zones. Wow, let's get more like Battlestar Galactica. We go. Power save? No. We don't save power here. We burn it. Does. Edit open. Oh. You can easily screw this up too. That's probably want to go back to factory reset sometimes. This is weird. Right. That's a fun toy to play with. There's a lot of buttons on there. I mean, you really got to dial this in if I even want to have a chance to pick it up. Anytime a UFO. Yeah, you know what'd be weird is if something goes off in the cosmic watch, and I could see something on the radar. Yeah, well, see, satisfying watching. Yeah, Watch next week when that, I don't know if that poll's going to get delivered. They'll email me when that poll arrives, and then I'm going to have to, ooh, that's a good one. ADSB on the radar. You know what? I'd probably do that. Probably could figure that out. That would need a couple of capture cards though, because to do that, you have to capture the ADSB in there live. Then you'd have to figure out what are you going to chroma key out of that to cycle over the background so it would overlay over this, and then yeah, because like for instance, that wouldn't be too hard because like on this screen, I could take this and like overlay it like that, you know, and make it transparent, for instance. Something along those lines where you're just layering things. Yeah, there's nearby airports all over here. This is pretty weird. Probably should read about a few things to make sure I don't blow it up. I think the only thing that would hurt it would maybe turn it at a 45-degree angle, but I don't know. That's what the warranty's for, right? So yeah, probably, I think I screwed it up. I'll probably have to put this back to factory default or something. Yeah, this is definitely a weather deal. This is the type of thing that definitely you would have as a weather thing, a Doppler, because that's what it does. You know, if it can detect another boat on the sea, then why the hell can it detect UFO or aircraft up there? I'm going to find out, and I'm going to tell you guys. It's a matter of time until I get the institutional knowledge and experience related that accurately. I can say that the Tedesco brothers that have the Nightcrawler out in Long Island, they use radar, and they get returns off of objects. They had a return on an object when I was on the phone with them, which was an orb in the rain. That's on, if you want to see that video, it's on Dave Altman's Twitter page. Yeah, this is definitely, you know, us guys, we don't read manuals because we're born knowing it all. But yeah, I read the manuals on this because I do not want to blow the damn thing up. Yeah, that sounds about right. The Echo Trails should leave something like where it did, and then you could, yeah, that's about right. I don't know if I could slow that down. That's something. Maybe next time on the next Friday, I'll probably won't be raining. I can take the top off. We can watch that thing. That's why I bought it because I didn't want. I mean, if you had one of those bars, see, one of the differences I was reading, I could be wrong, but the dome type ones, and we will use my friend here, an illustration. The dome type radars go around 48 miles. The ones with the bars that spin, I think are 70 to 80. So I didn't think I needed that, but I didn't. I also think the bar springs radar, and if the bar's at a 40-degree angle spinning, that'll be weird. I don't know. But yeah, this is an amazing, expensive toy. Buy stuff like, when you buy something like this, don't buy it on Visa, buy it on a MasterCard, because if you get ripped off or it breaks, you can get it replaced. If you buy it on a Visa, they say you're SOL, and then you're trying to buy parts of eBay. So that's kind of wrapped up what I had tonight. So let's see, we got 17 people watching. So yeah, this is a wrap-up return. So tonight's show adjourns with last week's showing unboxing the radar and the screen. This week we went into how you can solder these up, which is I think $16 12-volt regulated power supplies. So that was pretty easy to wire up. So this is now ready to take on location with me to different Skywatches. Once it's up and the pole is like 25, 35 feet high, whatever that is, we'll get a clear image and a pan and tilt on the radar. Probably we'll be shopping around for some type of directional radar antenna. So I'm thinking that way, if I do get, like, say, some RF hit, I can dial that in by pointing it where that hits a little bit closer. So probably a little bit more gear to buy, unfortunately. Yeah, that's probably true. I didn't see a dial on that. It did speed up when I hit something, so maybe there's a way to slow it down. But, you know, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm one of the few people say I'm learning as I go. I'm learning with you guys. I don't have an ego where I gotta say I know it all and then do stupid shit. And it blows up with magic smoke. You want to hear a funny story about this guy here? I'm going to Comic Con, and I got R5D4 with me, and I'm unloading them in the Phoenix Convention Center is where this takes place. So I pull up into the fire zone. I don't give a shit. I'm unloading this thing. I'm not going to wheel this in from a parking lot a couple of blocks away. It weighs 250 pounds. So the dome was off, and I used the inside of them as storage space, which was wrong. So I threw the battery charger inside the droid and wheeled him and started running. And I'm wheeling him towards the entrance. And there's people going, "Hey, man, that droid's on fire." And I don't see it, but there's smoke coming out of this thing. And I'm wheeling him and I'm wheeling him and I'm wheeling. And then people will, "Look out, man, that droid's going to burn up." I'm like, "Really? What droid?" And I look down, fuck, my droid. And I look down, and what happened is when I threw the battery charger in there, it made connection with the negative and it arced over to a positive, and it started melting the wiring system. So the wiring system, the plastic melted off, and smoke was coming out. It was basically blowing up everything inside of him. Oh, so I set him down. I knew what I did. I grabbed that battery charger and pulled them out, and then sat there and almost started crying like a little bitch. I put it together. Ah, shit. And then here comes my other buddies, Droid Welder and this other guy, Tom. And they were helping me. And I didn't want to go home. I wanted to go home then. And I burnt it up. Like, "No, we'll fix it." So we go inside and we try and fix it. And it burnt up like a $200 part. It was easy to rewire. Because once you build them once, you can build them again. Redmec 928. Redmec 928. Just look at the description of this podcast. Look up and click more, and it'll give you my Twitter handle. So yeah, so that wraps this up. So that concluded. I showed you the Skywatch we're working on. We're hunting blue orbs. We need a fishing net. We have radar now. So we have a new tool in the toolbox for the UFO community. I want to thank Reality Check for coming out. Truth Seeker, thank you so much for that super chat. And Reality Checks, thank you so much for your super chat supporting the show. That will go towards the $8,000 radar system. Renee Cruz, you're always welcome on anything I do. Good luck mending your broken arm. And then we had Sin. He came in. Thanks for coming around, Sin. And we had T Fox, Ghost Rider, and my friend Dan was here for a while. Wife stopped by. She's probably out shopping. And who else was in here? We had Clive Christopher. Daryl was here. Gobstop. He's on all my stuff. Thanks for subscribing. What's next week's show? Dan Starsky was here. Who else stopped in? I'll look through the chat real quick. I don't know what next week's show is going to be. I didn't even know what the last two weeks' show is going to be. I do know sometime around next month we're going to bring some guests in and talk about UFOs. The next show might be AI, show you how to run AI stuff, or maybe more stuff on the radar. I don't know. It just depends on what gets dropped off. So thanks for coming out tonight. Oh yeah, I'll work on that overlay. I'll see if that's possible. We'll tune in because what happens in one podcast goes to the next podcast. I'm Tom King. This is 4K Skywatching. Thanks for watching, and we'll see